Geeks Assemble, and I'm with a special guest.
My name's Ollie. I'm an actor. So
Yeah, I managed to get him on board. He was doing something very special this Christmas. What were you doing, Ollie?
So I was only a tiny bit of mine and Connell's show, literally just a little smidgen, but to even be there, blessing. So I got to be a part of the Doctor Who Christmas special. So yeah, it was very special. So
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, that's Ollie. So you were in the nightclub scene dancing. Obviously it was for like a minute or so, but how long did it actually take to film? Day or
the whole scene. So Shooty was 2 locations that day. So as you saw, the pub scene, because it was manic, because so they was doing the pub scene and then we was waiting to go and do the nightclub scene. So the whole them 2 scenes, what you see briefly, this is what I love about film and TV, is that the scenes you see what are like really just a quick flash take the whole day, or it's nuts.
the whole day.
Yeah.
Was the music actually there, or were you just dancing to nothing, or different music? What was that all about?
That song was on, and somebody commented on it, and somebody said, "How long was you listening to that song for?" And we was probably listening to it for about 9 hours. We was listening to the song what Shooty's doing his dance moves like to for about 9 hours. So
wow,
yeah,
9 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
With the sort of dancing, then did you get directed or told how to dance, or was it just you just did your own thing?
Yeah, mate. It was like it was pretty special because they brought in a dance coordinator who, funny enough, they actually used for the Goblins as well.
Oh yeah.
So they used the dance coordinator. Well, I'm pretty sure he did the Goblins. I don't know. Probably it was someone else. But we had somebody who had done ballet, like who had coached ballet, and he was us. And then and basically they put us in a little bit because we was filming in prison in Cardiff, and so it was just like they just put us in this little room and just basically gave us a little bit of a dance routine to do. Because if you watched it, kind of, it like all flowed. Did you see?
Yeah. I've watched it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I've heard that scene in the nightclub was meant to be Russell T Davies's like how he met his boyfriend or something back in the day. So I think like he wanted that scene because that's how he met his partner. So he was trying to indicate that in the episode a bit.
I heard that. I did not know that, but when we was filming it, it was special. Like it was really cool. Like just to even be there on the day, it was cool.
How is it to feel that basically this is kind of an important episode because it's like introduction to Disney with Shooty. You got the first proper with Shooty, first one with Millie, and first Christmas episode in like 6 or 5 years, and you got to be a part of that. Like that's mental. How did that feel as well?
Yeah, it was like special when we was filming it. It was like the AD. He's in the first AD. Is in a few of the videos, and he was just saying like, "You guys are working for Russell T Davies," and we was like, "Yeah, no, it's insane." It was really cool, and especially because Shooty's lovely as well. Like I said, I worked with him on Sex Ed, and he was so lovely, that man. So yeah, mate, it was special. Like you knew about it before, didn't you?
Yeah. I signed an Ollie NDA, which was like friendship might get destroyed. Just keep it secret. I that's one thing I like about me and Ollie is like he tells me some stuff, and I just keep it secret, and I'm just like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll look for that. I knew you were in it, and plus the trailers shown you in it as well. So I was like, oh, there's Ollie.
Yeah.
I paused the trailer. So
from a mile away.
You were so close to the Doctor though, Shooty. So it's like, with you being that close, did you get interaction when pausing in breaks or not really?
Yeah.
Or
So when he actually walked on the set, I actually loved this. It's such a funny story. So when shooting on set, he obviously recognised me and he knew it was me. So I saw him. And straight away he saw me and he smiled and he went, because he didn't know I was going to be there, and he pointed me out. And he basically, like, what are you doing? And then I said, he knew obviously, but then we blew each other kisses. He's like so lovely, such a nice guy.
did you get any interaction with Millie at all, or?
Yeah, so he just quickly introduced me to her. She was just like, he was just like, oh, Millie, this is Ollie. I worked with him on Sex Ed, and we just had a brief chat. And the thing what shocked me with Millie, I didn't know Millie was 19.
Yeah, she is. Wait, that makes me old because this is the first companion where I'm older than the companion. So I'm like,
I didn't realise like that Millie was 19. She's older than me as well, Connell. So
yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy. I've seen her in Coronation Street. She's a really good actress, to be fair. Like, I've seen her last story. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like she had to deal with like a gun scenario, and it was green screen on a building. I was like, you know what? That looking back, that's probably what prepared her for Doctor Who, with a lot of green screen work. Maybe that's the first time she had to deal with that. So,
well,
I guess.
Well, Connell, they're trying to make it more practical. Like if you've seen it, because like Jodie's was very green screen heavy, wasn't it? So
Especially COVID as well. Yeah.
yeah, so I think like with what Russell's trying to do, in my opinion, it looks like he is bringing it back. Like, and yeah, well, and you saw the leaks as well, so so there's more puppeteer and stuff as well.
I think it looks better when it's CGI and prop, because it just works. Like, you could just do the CGI for the eyes, but the actual main piece of the face or something like that, it just looks better when it's like proper.
Yeah, 100%. It's gorgeous. Like, I actually didn't even know, because one of my friends, shout out Josh, he was one of the Goblins, Connell.
Oh
So,
wow!
and they had to wear the big headpiece. And I was like, when he told me, he went, "Oh, I was one of the Goblins," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was one of the." I was like, "Mate, I thought they was all CGI'd," and he just said, "No," he said, "We just got shrunk down to mini size."
Yeah, I watched the behind the scenes sort of thing they were doing in Doctor, and one of them was actually I can't remember. It's like a childhood Poe or something, like what are they called?
Please. Yeah.
Teletubbies. Yeah, one of them was actually one of them. I was like, and Game of Thrones, she was in something, it was another goblin or whatever. So that's mental that way as well.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
But yeah, so we've talked about your interactions with the cast. We've talked about being on it. What about your family's reaction, or when you're watching it on Christmas Day?
It was well funny because my mum was laughing because kind of like what we were saying about it. It was like a kind of full circle moment for me, because I was with my nan and my mum and watching it, and it was just pretty nuts because even my nan sat me down and watched Doctor Who when I was 2. So
Yeah.
it was like really weird, and it was kind of like full circle, like we was all together. And like, even though it was, like I said, just that tiny bit, it was just still nuts to even be a part of it.
Yeah, like the generation family and they've just been so proud of you, to be fair. So that's so cool. But yeah, so that's the Doctor Who end. So I guess we're 10 minutes in, and that's the Doctor Who bit done. So any Doctor Who fans, follow Ollie on, I don't know what you want to shout yourself out on.
Literally just on Instagram. I don't use any form of social. So
what was your full name on like Instagram if they can follow you on there?
Smith. That's all it is.
Okay. So follow him on there, Geek Assemble, subscribe. We've hit 1,000, which is awesome. Yeah, so that's the Doctor Who segment. Now on to sex education. So how did that come about?
So when I went down there, like I went down for the open audition back like the open casting call, and yeah, mate. And then I ended up getting on it, and yeah, and then that was like a little roller coaster for 6 months. It was, mate, it was probably one of the best time of my life. I literally loved it.
So that might have been your favourite acting you've done so far, then, or
Oh,
up to this point? No
well,
spoilers.
yeah, well, oh, I don't know. It was very like, it was very fun. Like it was because basically, and if my friends watch this, Connor, we was like a little family. It was like because we was with each other for nearly, Connor. We filmed that from August 2022 till what was it, February 2023, and we was like with each other for ages. So it felt like a little family. So
Yeah. What was your? You said to me you got to film extra stuff, but got took out in a way. But what
yeah,
was your
that's
first scene?
yeah. Well, that's in the editing process. Like, but one of my favorite scenes I did post it on my TikTok because it just cracked me up. I remember doing it is when Shooty and Asa are going around and they're promoting like the that he's the new Asa's the new like sex, what is it, on campus or whatever, and it was so
Yeah, therapist guy.
yeah, sex therapist. There you go. Yeah, and when he puts it down to my friend Meg, and then Shooty hands one to me, and I remember it was so funny because again it was like full circle moment because like with Shooty I give him the most god awful dirty look, and it's so funny. And my little cousin was crying. He said, "Ollie, that is so funny. You lit it for a split second. I just look at him and I go, what the hell is this?" And like we was crying, and then calls to doing Doctor Who.
Well, obviously, he didn't take too much offence. He offered you to go in a nightclub and dance with him later on. But yeah, that's so cool. So you've had 2 scenes of Shooty Gatwa in 2 different shows,
Yeah.
and not only that, you got to see Netflix it's quite a big show in Netflix, so you got to see how that all works as well. And yeah,
Like I was saying, so that was my second job. My first job was Saltburn, a film which has come out on Amazon Prime. But yeah, Connell, literally just to see how a set works is just, it's incredible, mate. It's so cool. Like when you do it, it's like, mate, it's wicked.
at least you're enjoying it, and at least you're getting somewhere. And as soon as you're in one thing, maybe you'll get noticed in another to get to continue. Which kind of leads us on to another segment of, as acting, sometimes you don't get roles or sometimes it gets cancelled. How do you deal with that in the time of not having the role as well, sort of thing? Like,
so like still with rejection, Connell, that's the thing. It's like you just like, it's just like, oh, it might, well, how I handle it is just, oh well, it's like, oh, because the thing is, Connell, sometimes you're not the right fit for that specific thing. And literally, mate, I've had few auditions last year, like late last year, and yeah, it's just, if you're not right for it, you're not right for it, and that's what you kind of got to accept. And the ones what are crushing is like, I was chatting to my friend about it the other day, and he was going, well, if somebody gets casted who looks like me, that's the most gutting thing. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do. It's just keep moving forward, mate.
yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, keep
Yeah.
on your tracks.
If you keep chipping away and you keep working hard, like, bro, something will come eventually.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing with acting. You have to deal with the joys of it, of being in it and getting to your family and all your friends to see it. And some roles just don't really work. I suppose that's with any job. Like you have you have an interview, you think it might go well and then doesn't, or stuff like that. So I guess it's a bit like with everything, to be fair.
Yeah,
But
then
your one I've seen, but your job, I like Andrew Garfield, is it? Spider-Man. I think he said he's currently unemployed at the moment and looking for jobs. So I guess that's the worry as well. Of like, how do you find your net? Is it just all down to your agent, or
Well,
yeah?
well, bro, it's just like for like any upcoming like or just any people working in the industry, it's just you just got to keep like find a regular job or whatever. It's like you just got to find whatever like takes you, what keeps you afloat, really. And that's why literally, Connor, I love Andrew as well. That's why when you mentioned Andrew, I was like, oh, because literally Andrew's such a good role model. Like, and you know, and you know what his first job coming out of drama school was Doctor Who. So
Yeah, he just there for you. He knows how to get there. But yeah, anything you would to get your foot in the door, first steps, what would you suggest? Or like, yeah, how would you get your foot
well,
in the door?
well, I went to acting college for 2 years, and like I said, Connor had nothing about the industry, nothing about it. I literally just wanted to. I always had a passion for it, but when I was a kid, I used to be really big, and then I went and was really random box for England. So it was just like I don't know. I was like, how do I just literally, Connell? The thing is, in my opinion, is just love what you do. Like, if you love acting and you really love it, and that's the only thing you care about, that's my opinion. Is just try and find avenues, like go to acting classes. I still love doing acting classes now, Connell. I do them all the time because as an actor, in my opinion, you can never stop learning. You always need to learn, mate. Like no matter who you are with, you will always watch one actor and go, "Wow, that like now I understand." You just are like bloody hell. I need to up my game every time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think the final segment is anything that's coming up you're allowed to talk about that no, nothing coming up that you can talk about. Okay then. I was gonna say what's okay, anything that's just come out already that you've been in to promote just to end off with, I
Well,
guess. You
that's
check out.
come out recently. So for the rest
Okay.
of it,
All right then. So that is it. Well,
cheers, bro.
thanks Ollie for
Any,
being on board. Yeah, this happened quite quick. I was expecting it to be longer, but we've kind of covered all the bases.
bro,
Of...
exactly.
But yeah, thanks Ollie for being on board.
And,
I have no clue how I end this, so I'm going to just check real quick. All right. Oh, okay. Right. So thanks guys for watching. I've been with Ollie, the legend.
cheers, bro.
And I'll see you guys for another video. I'll be reviewing the Doctor Who stuff in May. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.